Welcome back to another episode of
Life with
Keyne
and
Malcolm. So this is episode 5.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yes.
So you guys got to witness our wedding.
Mm-hmm.
That was special.
Oh my, so special. We had some special guests. The music was absolutely beautiful. How they played and just how much love and attention they put into everything they did. Our caterers, our production crew, it just was amazing.
It was absolutely amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And we are going to drop the names of all those who were involved, so you guys can reach out to them. And if you have an event or something special, we recommend every single person. Mm-hmm. So we will drop that in our YouTube area, or what do you call it, babe? Sorry, I don't know. What do you call that?
In the notes section.
In the notes section. There you go. Sometimes you just have brain farts.
And that's okay.
And we don't have to edit it out because
Baby,
this is
one
life.
One is not without the other.
There it is. You are officially my better half.
It is so good to wake up with you in the morning.
Yes.
It is wonderful.
Yes.
Smelling
Agreed.
that breath is so beautiful.
Which smells like roses.
Yes, it smells like roses.
So I don't want the people to have this vision that I have bad breath, halitosis, or something crazy. Thanks, babe.
I am not saying that.
Thanks, babe.
Wow, you just took that to a whole another level.
And I do use Listerine, but this man will use the whole bottle.
Wow.
Oh my gosh!
I don't use a whole bottle, just a whole capful. But it was just recently.
I hope there are some dentists on here that are listening who will chime in and say that is not good to have that much Listerine in your mouth.
Well, you did just teach me. You did just teach me.
Yes.
You taught me that
there's a line
inside the cap. I didn't recognize that line. But I always do a full cap. I don't think that's detrimental to my health.
I'm so glad
I don't
God
think
brought
a
me
dentist
into
is
your
going
life.
to call me and say, "Hey, you're taking or you're putting too much Listerine in your mouth. Stop it."
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for that dentist to call. I cannot
He's not
wait.
going to call. She's not going to call.
She is.
No, she's not. As a matter of fact, I like to use peroxide too. Peroxide to swish around in my mouth. You've never seen that. But you will.
No, I haven't.
But you will see that.
Oh boy. This is great. And so we have been getting some feedback that people want to see our faces. So we are planning for season 2, and we're going to do some video, some live video, but we hope that you guys have been following along with our honeymoon and checking out the short clips that we've been posting. So, babe, tell us about why we decided to go to
England.
So
excited about it. We decided to go to England because it's the origin of our names.
Now we're talking about our first names.
Yes. And I will never forget when we start talking about our wedding and our honeymoon, and you began to look up our names. We began to look up our names together. And then you had this eureka moment. You were like, we're going to go here. And I was like, yes. I mean, I felt that so strong when we started talking about the honeymoon, where we were going to go and why we were going to go. I mean, it was like, man, this is purpose. This is meant for us to be here. It's divine.
Yes.
It's divine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's so cool. And so won't you tell them what your first name means? First of all, can we say it right? It's Keyne
Keyne.
It's not Kane.
Keyne.
It's not Kanye. It's
not
Keyne.
It's Keyne.
Yes, Keyne.
Yes, and that's where a lot of people. But I will say, I'm very appreciative that my dad named me Keyne and spelled it that way, because now I know when it's a telemarketer, because they'll say, "Is Kane there? Keyne, Kanye?" I'm like, "Nope, she sure isn't."
That's good.
So it's actually worked in my favor.
For sure.
So Keyne is actually English, and it means fighter, warrior, holy woman, precious jewel, beautiful, blessed.
And you are all that and then some.
Oh, thanks.
For
babe.
sure.
Thank you. And there is a St. Keyne well, spelled like that. There was a St. Keyne in England. And so in Cornwall, they have a St. Keyne well to basically honor her. And so I said, oh, we have to go to this well. We just have to. And then Malcolm, let them know what Malcolm means.
So Malcolm means of royal blood, prosperity. Yeah.
And he has that memorized, guys. And I'm actually looking down at my phone at my little cheat sheet notes that tells me what my name means.
Well, it's been something that I've paid attention to for many years. I really started focusing on my name, but not just my name. What do names mean? So when I hear a certain person's name, what does that name mean? And it's so important because when you look at Abram in the Bible and how God changed Abram from Abraham to Abraham, he changed Abram to Abraham. And when God changed Abram to Abraham, it showed everyone, or said to everyone, this is who I am, the father of many nations. And so when you say your name, even if your name is something contrary to what you want to live out or walk out, you can say, okay, you can find out, all right, this is what my name means, but I can change this around. I can do the opposite of that. And so it's no matter what the name means, you can either walk that out or say, you know what, I'm not going to do some of that. Because we found out when we looked at our names, we're like thinking like, okay, we can. I'm gonna take on yours. So like Keyne discovered that there were some things in her name. She's like, I don't know. I'm gonna take on yours.
That was the last name. That was my surname.
I'm taking on your last name. Yeah, exactly. It was your surname. She's like, I'm taking on your last name.
Yeah.
And and that's what she did.
It had, I mean, the meaning of his last name too was pretty awesome.
Yes.
So Malcolm is Scottish.
Yes.
So we decided to go to Edinburgh and also Isle of Skye and do that whole area, all of Scotland, and not all of Scotland, but to go to Scotland. And so that is how we decided where our honeymoon was going to be.
Yes.
And so very exciting, very exciting. So the other thing that we left you guys with, so of course, Malcolm is in Pittsburgh and I'm in Florida. So we were doing a long distance thing.
Yes,
he
we
actually
were.
got a house in Florida.
Yes, I did.
So when he came here and the kids came, they had somewhere to stay and it was a home as well, which wasn't far from my house. And now the question is, who moved where?
And before we reveal that to you, I do want to say this to you. I said to Keyne, I will leave my country. And she said, I will leave my country.
I think I said it first, though. I don't think you get the credit for that one.
You know what? You may have said it first.
I'm pretty sure I did.
You know what? Then we're going to give you that credit.
Thank you.
You said it first.
Yes.
She
because
said,
we were talking about Ruth and Boaz.
All right, let me back it up.
Yes.
You know how I like to rewind. Okay, so she said, I will leave my country. And I said, I will leave my country.
This is what I'm dealing with for the rest of my life, y'all.
Forever.
For the rest of my life.
And so, who went where? But the beautiful thing about that is when I said I would leave my country and you said you would leave your country.
Yes.
We absolutely meant it.
Oh, every word.
Yeah. And
every word.
we decided, we knew that God was saying, I and the children would leave our country to be with you in Harrison and Carson in Florida.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And mind you, for Malcolm, that was not hard because he loves palm trees.
I love palm
and
trees.
so now I don't know. What if it was, well, I won't say anyone else's state because they might get offended. So but there are some states that don't have palm trees. But I believe, one of the things that he said, we prayed about it. We sought the Lord.
Absolutely.
And it was just so clear that you and the kids were to come here.
Yeah.
And I will say, when you think about kids being uprooted and moved, and even as a kid for myself, I mean, I stayed in the same place. I lived in the same place all through high school until actually at my senior year of high school, we actually moved. So I, really can't imagine not just going, and that was just in the same state, just to a different county.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine moving a whole state and leaving where you've always known. But they did it with such grace and no complaints. And I commend them for that. And they're such a great example of how we should respond to change.
Yes.
And they did it so well.
Yes.
Just kind of courageous, fearless. And that for me was such a great example for me, because I'm not one for change.
Yeah.
I'm not one for change.
And you know what? Well, like I said, in my mind, it was easy. It was the yes to moving to Florida was not difficult. The process of getting here, that was challenging. And the reason why it was challenging is because I'm leaving everything that I know.
Yeah.
Leaving behind everything I know. I've established business relationships in Pittsburgh. I've established church relationships, and just so much. And then for the children, they've established relationships with children, different kids, and schools. And so, it was challenging, but it was a challenge that we chose to face head on. And we all did it together. We talked about it. We talked about how we're going to do it. We dialogued. It was not a dictatorship, but we came and we talked to the children, and you were very mindful about the kids, extremely mindful about how we're doing it, when we're going to do it, and things like that. And I say you because sometimes for me, if I'm convicted about something, if I know a thing, I'm all in. I'm going to go do it. But there is a process. And so you're very mindful of that, and you caused me to think about the process, the steps, and making sure that we do things in order, not according to man's order, but God's order. Because some people are like, this is out of order. What is out of order? Like, hold up. That's your order. What's God's order? And so that's key there. And so we would talk to the children. I would dialogue with them all the time. Okay, what are you thinking? What do you believe? And also, too, said to the children on multiple occasions, what is the Lord saying to you? And some people said, well, the kids, they won't say what they're really feeling because you're their dad.
Oh no, these kids say exactly. They are
you're
really
their dad,
feeling.
and they want you to be happy. No, I didn't raise them like that. We didn't raise them like that. And so we've given them a voice. Right. We've allowed them to share their hearts, their minds. And two, as parents, because we love them so much, we're able to see into their soul. We're able to see, okay, yeah, that's what your mouth says. But
But that's not what how you really feel.
That's not how you really feel.
Yeah.
And so we break that down so that they can really say how they feel, what's going on. And we've done that throughout the process. And we will continue to do that to make sure that the kids are well. That's so important to us. So important.
Yeah.
Now, baby.
So I think I want to touch on a couple of things that you said. So one of the things you said was that it was challenging, but I want you to tell the people what your mantra is with M. Nolan Enterprises.
Yes. So my mantra is move forward together.
And you can't move forward if you're in a place where you don't want change. In order to move forward, there has to be some change.
Yes, and I love what you just said there, because this is something I talk about. This is something I preach about, moving forward. I love helping people to move forward. And now I'm not just talking about it. I'm able to show you how to move forward, because this was a faith move.
Absolutely.
I mean, to pack up, leave everything you know to go to a country where a lot of folks don't know your name, and to have to network and build up relationships. But what I am learning and what I am finding out about our God is that he creates opportunities and he accelerates relationships. That which took so many years isn't taking so many years now, because we're in divine purpose, order, assignment. We're in our assignment now.
I love that. I love that. And when you talk about one of the other things you mentioned was God's order, and it may look strange to man because it may not be man's order. Yeah. And so to just staying focused on what you heard God say, and we had to stay in that place, because you're right. There were people who were like, wait, why is this happening? Why is this
so fast?
Why is this happening so fast?
We're like, it's not happening fast enough.
Right, exactly.
What?
Exactly. And I think you even had a biblical reference that you used of what seemed to be man's order, which was during the Sabbath. If you want to share that with us.
I do.
Yes.
So what some folks focus on how instead of the what. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I was actually talking about the biblical reference where you were talking about how Jesus did, how he was healing on the Sabbath. And people were like, wait, you're not supposed to do anything on the Sabbath.
Okay, thank you. Actually, that's for the next podcast, what I just talked about just now, about the how and the what. Yeah, that's
no, it was how and who.
Yeah, how and who. Thank you. Wow.
That's this one.
Yeah, thank you, baby. Okay, so anyway. But yes, when folks looked at Jesus, they said, oh, you can't heal on the Sabbath day. You can't do this on the Sabbath day. You can't do that. And Jesus is like, I am simply trying to heal you folks. I'm simply just trying to do good. But they were focused on what he was doing, how he was doing it, as opposed to who was doing it and why he was doing it. He came to bring about life. He came to bring about change. He came to bring about order. But the life and the order and everything that he did was for our good. It wasn't
and the order he established, not the order man had established.
Right. It wasn't for any selfish reason, selfish gain. It was so that we could have life and life more abundant. But they were like, oh, no, you can't do it like that. How dare you do it like that? We never do it like that. We don't do it like that. We've not done it like that before. What is wrong with you? Jesus is like, hold up.
I'm God.
I'm God.
Yeah.
And not only that, watch my fruit. Yeah. Watch me work.
Yeah.
And so that's what we've learned. You know, we don't have to keep talking or trying to convince people that this is good. Watch our fruit.
Right.
Watch how we live.
Right. Right. And I think that's just so important. And we're going to touch on that in a little bit, but we were talking about who moved where, and that is compromise.
Yeah.
And I think with relationships, it's so important to understand what compromise means and how you go about compromising. And for me, like you said, both of us were like, I'll leave my country. I'll leave my country. And
hold on. I'll leave my country. Okay. I'll leave my country.
Okay, babe, we only have like 20 some minutes.
Okay.
So anyway, focus. I got to reel him on in, y'all. But it was, how can I please you?
Yeah.
So when I think of compromise, I think of putting the other person's needs or wants over mine. But you should have in that relationship a person who does the same for you. It shouldn't be a one way, I'm always putting your needs and wants ahead of mine, but I don't get that reciprocated. And so, when you talk about looking at people, looking at their actions, when you're, of course, we said, make your list, and then you start to cultivate that relationship. But these are things that you really need to look at. Like when it comes to things that, you may want to do this and the other person might want to do that, then, okay, what are the words that are being said? Is it a selfish kind of conversation? Like, I want to do this is what we're going to do. Or is it, okay, even asking, well, why do you want to do that? Well, if that's important to you, then that's what we're going to do. And then, if the other person's saying, well, you know what? No, let's do what you're going to do. So now the argument, or emotional discussion is, I want you to be pleased. No, I want you to be pleased. No, I want you to be pleased. And I find that's what we do. It's like, no, let's go to your place. No, we'll go to your place. No, I'm talking about like places to eat, because that's, we always talk about food, but we love to eat. But just with everything, I think, thinking about the other person more than yourself, and that's the kind of relationship you want. That's the kind of love that you want, where you mean more to me than I mean to myself. I mean more to you than you mean to yourself. And it's beautiful. And there's,
I am having a moment right here. I am really having a moment right here. I'm looking deeply in your eyes and I'm thinking, wow, this woman is absolutely amazing. I'm having a moment right here because I am receiving everything that you're talking about. I receive it on a daily basis, that love, that mindfulness. Yeah. And that's what you're talking about. You're talking about being mindful of one another. You're mindful of me. I'm mindful of you. And that is beautiful. I'm looking deep into your soul right now, and I see you, and I get to experience this with you. It's amazing, and that's what we do for each other.
Yeah,
I am mindful of you. I pay attention to you. I see what's important to you, and I try to fulfill that for you because you're important to me, and because you're so mindful of me and wanting me to be pleased. I'm like, yeah, I want to make sure I'm taking good care of you.
Yes.
And so that's what it's all about. And we're learning to really pay attention to each other and also extend grace to each other too. Especially you, if I do one thing great one time and I forget to do it again, you're like, hold up.
Right. That's important.
I'll be like, baby, I just forgot.
Gentlemen,
I just forgot, baby.
When you start something, you better have in mind, ooh, this, I'm going to have to keep this up. Yeah. So think about what you do sometimes, because you're like, okay, if I do this, I'm going to have to do it again and again.
For instance, I open the door for my gift all the time. So for those who don't know, Keyne is my gift, and I refer to her as my gift all the time. So I open the door for my gift all the time. And one day we were in a rush, and so I was expecting her to open the door. I'm already in the car. She looked at me like, boy, you better get out here and open up this door. I was like, babe, I thought you were in a rush. So yeah,
I was like, I'm never in that much of a rush. And ladies, I'm just soaking all of this up and eating it all up. It is absolutely amazing. Amazing. The chivalry. It just makes you feel so wonderful. Yes, I can open my own door. I can absolutely open my own door.
And you know what? That's a good point. We live in a world now where it's frowned upon by some folks. If a woman doesn't open the door,
I'm not that folk, baby. I'm not that folk.
I know you're not.
I ain't that folk.
I know you're not.
So I will wait there.
It's a different day.
I will stand and wait.
and I'm glad you do. I'm glad you give me that opportunity.
Yes.
To love on you in that way.
Yes.
Because that's love. It's me showing appreciation for you and me saying, baby, I got you.
Yes.
I got this door for you.
Absolutely.
I'm going to help you in the car. I'm going to help you get out the car.
Absolutely.
I'm right here, baby.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, our time is running out.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we have so much to
gracious.
say. We have so much to say.
I want to talk more about that who and how, or excuse me, how and who.
Yeah.
How and who.
So so we kind of want to get into that and just how our everyone's not always for you.
Right.
And I think we kind of talked about that and touched on that when we were talking about the emotional discussions and but even with our own wedding, there were some who weren't for us. And so that is what my promise, that's what I refer to Malcolm as, my promise. That is what he was kind of talking about when he said the how and who and how people will focus on the how and how did this happen? How did this happen? And not who orchestrated this to happen. So we're gonna talk about that.
Yes, we are.
We're gonna let you into some of that. And just how to navigate when you know that you're doing the right thing, when you know that you've heard from God, how to stay focused when all those around you are speaking all manners of ill. And so it is difficult, but we're gonna help you. We're gonna give you some pearls.
Yes, we are.
Our pain to navigate.
Our pain will become your.
That's right.
Your joy.
How about our coal becomes your diamond? Because we had to be definitely pressed.
That's good, baby. That's
thrown into the fire.
Yes.
Yes.
That's good.
But we came out with diamonds.
Yes.
And you too shall come out as a diamond. Yep. Shine bright like a diamond.
Yeah. Absolutely. Shine bright
like a diamond. But so we're gonna teach you how to focus on the
who
and not
and not the how.
Yeah. Change that W around.
And not the how.
Yeah. So we're going to drop some great pearls with that. And we're also going to have some more clips with our family of 8.
Woo!
So we're going to talk about navigating through a blended family. That's
we are the Black Brady Bunch.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Literally.
Here's a story of a girl named Keyne.
That's good, baby.
So yeah, we were going to let you guys in and see how we have the things that we have done to make our family a family, and make sure that everyone is loved and loved on and know that they're loved on and paid attention to. And you
do that so well.
Oh, thanks,
you do that
babe.
so well. What you do for our children is amazing.
So we're gonna share a lot of things with you guys. We are going to have one more episode. Episode 6.
Yes.
One more episode in season 1. And then we'll move on to season 2.
Yes.
Yeah. This is so great. Wow. This is so great. I don't want to leave you guys with too much. I've given you a lot to digest.
Yes.
But we so appreciate all of you. We appreciate your views, your likes.
Yes.
Ringing the bell.
Oh my goodness. And just to touch on it a little bit, we have started out strong and our views. So thank you all.
Thank you so much.
So much.
And we do have to give a shout out. People have asked because they like our sound quality, and so they have asked where we actually do our podcast. And we live in Winter Park, Florida, and so the Winter Park Library has an amazing studio, and it's all for free, as all public libraries are.
F-R-E-E.
So check out your local public library for so many reasons, but public libraries are I feel like they're dying out in the world of where you can get everything on Amazon and a book here and but there's so many things that the public libraries have to offer, from different activities for kids, studios, recording studios. I mean, they have advanced with the time, and so it's really a great atmosphere, especially if you have kids, for them to be in and just to be encouraged to read and to explore and do so many other different things. So I encourage you, check out your public library. I don't know why I threw that plug in there, but I did. Good, but check out your public library if you have an interest in doing a podcast or anything like that, recording music. People record music in here. Check it out. The sound quality, everything is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Agreed.
Anything else,
I
Dave?
think that is it.
Okay. Well, we have enjoyed this time with you. And until next time, Life with Keyne and Malcolm. Bye for now.
Bye for now.